welcome back. My name is Thejocelynnatasha, and this is Pretty, Played, and Honest, where I tell you all my disaster dating stories, and I am honest. I'm not leaving nothing out, okay? All of us here are pretty girls, and the crazy thing about it is that we all been played, and we're just gonna be honest about what has happened to us, okay? Starting with me. So if this is your first time here, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and put the notifications on so you never miss an episode. And yeah, girl, let's talk about any given Sunday, okay? Now, this is Super Bowl weekend, and my team, or either one of my teams, are not in the Super Bowl, but if yours are, congratulations. One of my good friends, she is a Patriots fan, and she is so excited. I just want a good game. You know, my teams have been out of it, so it is what it is. Anyway, congratulations to those who are going to the Super Bowl. So with that being said, any given Sunday, y'all. So let me set the scene for y'all, okay? I meet this guy through a mutual friend. Now, if you're anything like me and you feel like it's safer to meet people through mutuals because you can kind of get some background on them, I'm just like that, right? So if that's you, go ahead and subscribe because we're gonna be talking a lot about meeting through mutuals. But this guy, we meet through a mutual friend, okay? Now, he must have seen me on her social media because I remember he requested me on social media, and I was like, oh, I don't think I know him. Like, you know, I probably look like somebody he knows or he think he knows. So I left the request sitting in the inbox. Like, I was like, he doesn't know me, but he probably thinks he does. So then he reached out to our mutual friend. So then our mutual friend contacted me, and she was like, hey girl, listen, such and such asked me about you. And I was like, you know what, I think he requested me, but I didn't accept because I didn't know him, and I just figured that he thought I was somebody else. And he never messaged me or anything and said, you know, hello, or so I just thought it was just him mistaking me for somebody else. And she's like, no girl, he's interested, he asked me about you. So I was like, okay. So I then accepted his request, and then we, you know, started talking and we exchanged numbers. So once I accepted his request, then I'll, you know, as a girl, we're supposed to be doing our research, right? So then I noticed that we had other mutuals. So I reached out to one of our other mutuals and just kind of asked about him. And they also said like, oh, you know, he's cool people. Like, you know, if nothing for nothing, like even if it didn't lead to anything, like, you know, he's a good friend or, you know, a good person to know. So mind you, we got two people, two references. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we exchanged numbers. We, you know, starting to get to know each other. So it's football season at the time that we meet. So I am a football girl, love football down. Even though we had two separate teams that we like, he also liked football. So we was, you know, talking about football, just getting to know each other, right? So we go out. I think our first time going out, we went to watch football. It was like a Sunday. We went to some spot. It was a real nice spot though, closer to where he lived, and we live about like 30 minutes apart from each other. So I meet him at the place. Like I said before, it was a real nice place, nice crowd. It was like a mixed like fan group, so it wasn't just like all Ravens fans or all Redskin fans. Oh, now they're called the Commanders, or like Cowboys fans. Like it was like a big mix from like different cities. So that was cool too, like everybody just watching the different games or whatever. So we hang out around there, getting to know each other further, and we just having a good time. So that was nice, right? We wrap up that particular outing, going about our days or whatever. So, you know, we started to hang out more, go out more. So it was one Sunday, so football Sunday. Sundays was kind of our thing. Like, we didn't hang out every Sunday, but we hung out like every couple Sundays. And it wasn't always football, but like it just seemed like Sundays was a good day that worked for the both of us. So it was like Sunday friends. Is that a thing? After I got out of church, I would come home, change my clothes, and then, you know, we would head out to whatever it is that we were doing or where we were going. So this particular Sunday, he actually invited me to come to his house. He was like, I don't really feel like going out, but you know, if you want to come over, like, we can watch football over here and just chill or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I was like, you know what, I'll even cook, like, you know, game food, right? Nothing too crazy, but I was like, if you want, like, I could, you know, make something for us to eat while we there. So he like, all right, cool, like, everything sounds good. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now, this right here, this is probably where I'm gonna take accountability right here. Like, I should never offer to cook, right? And not saying that cooking for somebody that you're getting to know is a bad thing, but like, no, why didn't I just say, won't you order us some food? I don't know. Right now I gotta be slaving in the kitchen over a stove. I was like, what was I even thinking? Like, why didn't I just tell him to order no food, right? I want to watch the game too. Shoot, it's not like I'm one of those girls that the game just on and I don't like football. I'm like, shoot, why did I offer to cook? But anyway, so I offered to cook. So I go over there. Let me say arrival time is about maybe 2 o'clock. I get there around 2 o'clock. You know, football's already on because football had already started here. Started like at 12 o'clock. So he's already, you know, got the games on or whatever. So then I get there, you know, just start seeing what to cook and getting everything ready so that we can have dinner. So while we watching football, his daughter calls. So I don't have a problem with that. He actually had a couple kids, not just one, but his daughter calls. So he answered the phone quite naturally, which is fine with me because shoot, at my big age of 36, if I call my parents, I expect them to answer. I don't care who they with. Like, hello, your daughter is calling, like, I need you or whatever, right? I might not even need it. I might just have a question, whatever it is. Why you may pick up your phone? So his daughter calls and they're talking for a little bit or whatever, you know, they wrap up. Totally fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. So we watching football, we're eating. That was about like, you know, 5 o'clock or whatever, and everything's cool, like we chilling. So he started saying stuff like, I miss my daughter. And I'm like, oh. So I'm thinking like, well, maybe she's on a trip because she has called and then you saying you miss her. So I'm like, oh, maybe she like on vacation, or maybe she went on a trip and, you know, she's like checking in with you and you probably haven't seen her for a couple days. So you were like, you know, I miss my baby. Like, I don't think anything was wrong with that, right? So I asked, I'm like, oh, well, where is she at? I'm like, where's she at? So he like, oh, she at her mother's house. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, you know, are you getting her this week? You know, like, just because, I mean, for him to make a point to say that he missed her, like, I'm just trying to find out, like, you know, what's up? So he like, yeah, I miss her this week. He was like, but I'm so used to her living with me and now we live apart, you know, it's a different feeling, but you know, I miss my baby girl. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's his only girl. So I'm like, I feel you. Like, I don't, mind you, I don't have any children, but I know what it's like to miss my mother, you know, like in the summers when I would go away or, you know, be with my dad. I'd be blowing my mother phone up like, girl, what you doing? What you doing? Like, what you doing now? So like, I mean, I guess I get it in one way, but I'm not a parent, so I don't know that mom dad love, like, you know, I just know it from the child's perspective. So I'm like, okay, cool, like, you know, maybe you should plan something special for y'all to do, you know, since you miss her so much. Just to let her know that, you know, just because y'all live in separate homes now and not together full time, that, you know, she's still your baby girl. So he was like, yeah, you know, okay, I might do that. That was the end of that conversation. So fast forward to the time is probably like, I'm gonna say it might be like 8:30. Like 8:30, The last game is on for the night. And we just watching football. Now I really wish I remember like who the team was that was playing. Like, I don't remember though. So we watching the game, and I fall asleep, right? I just doze off. No, I probably did more. I probably did more than doze off. If you know anything about me personally, one thing about me, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, and that just goes to show that like I'm comfortable, right? Because are we really friends if I ain't go to sleep at your house? I don't know. All my friends know, like, I'm the coin granny. I don't care what nobody say. Like, I'm not like, you know, when libations are flowing, I'm not like a rowdy girl. I'm chill. I'm CCC. And I get so mellow that I will go to sleep. Even if I'm hosting something, please believe I will go to sleep on you. I don't care, okay? So anyway, where was I at this story? So I fall asleep, right? Maybe I fall asleep like around 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30, who knows, right? But at some point I fall asleep. So let's say I slept for about maybe 30 minutes. Okay, so I slept for about 30 minutes. Girl, I wake up, the lights is off in the living room and the kitchen. Like, it's like an open concept. So the lights are off, girl, it's a blanket on me. The TV is still on, like football is still on, but your boy is nowhere to be found. You heard me. I said that. Your boy is nowhere to be found. So I'm like, you know how when you wake up and you kind of like doing one of these and you just like moving around a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like, I lift up off the couch and just like, So I'm like, all right, maybe he in the bathroom. And I don't get up and go to the bathroom, but I'm just like, I'm still laying down. I'm like, you know, he'll be back in a minute. He went to the bathroom, you know. I don't hear nothing, but he could be in any one of these bathrooms. So I'm like, all right. Then like 10 minutes roll by, I'm like, nah, I ain't seen him. I don't hear nothing. Like, what's going on? So then I started thinking, all right, maybe he took the trash out. Now, mind you, it do not take that long to take the trash out. So if he took the trash out, he should surely be back by now. He should surely be back by now. So I'm like, okay. Like, I wait another 5 minutes, right? I'm like, bro, it's nobody here. Like, I'm the only one here. So now I'm up. I'm up off the couch. I'm walking around. I'm walking around the apartment and I'm looking like, where is this fool at? So then I get my phone. I'm like, all right, let me call him. So, because if it was an emergency or something happened, wouldn't you wake the person up and be like, hey, something came up, right? Like, not dim the lights, cut the lights out and put a blanket on them. I don't live here. Like, I live 30 minutes away. Like, I don't live in this area and I don't know much about this area either. Not that it was a bad area, because it's actually a fairly nice area, but I'm not from around here. Like, you know, you just left me in here. So I start calling him. I mean, I'm calling. I'm like blowing it up. And of course, no answer, right? No answer. First it rang, no answer. Then it started going to voicemail. So I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I'm so confused. So he finally, did he call or did he come? No, he finally calls, like calls back. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, where are you? Yo, where y'all think he was at? He told me something came up and he had to step out real quick. So I'm like, well, why did you leave me here? He like, well, you just look so peaceful and so comfortable. Like, I didn't want to wake you up. I'm like, yo, why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you at least like text me, right? So when I woke up, I'd have seen a text message like, hey, I had to run out, this happened, whatever, or something. So I'm like, why didn't you at least send me a text message or something to say, hey, you asleep, I had to step out for a minute, you know, this how you lock the door, or I'll be back in X amount of time, like anything, right? No, he didn't do none of that. So I'm on the phone, he like, I'm on my way back, like, so I'm like wilding him. So I'm like, you know what, all right. He said he on the way back. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see you when we here. So then I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, you know what, Jocelyn, you have absolute free will. You do not have to sit here and wait for this fool to get back after who knows how long he been gone. Like, he probably couldn't wait for me to fall asleep. Like, the minute I shut my eye, he could have boom bam out of there, you know. So he get back, but I wait. So he get back, because I want to know where he was at. I'm like, where was you at? Oh, something came up, like, you know, I just had to run out real quick. I said, what came up? Like, okay, if something came up, what came up? Yo, he would not tell me where he went. So I'm like, yo, who are you playing with? Like, you know, obviously he was playing with me. I'm big talking big crap, right? I'm like, I don't know who you think you playing with. And then I'm like, you know how you be in a car or your way home? That's how I was like, girl, he was playing with you. But I'm like, I don't know who you think you playing with. Like, I don't know what type of time you on, but like, I'm not on it. He like, no, it's not like that. Like, you know, I think you being a little dramatic. I was like, being dramatic, like, yo, you left me in your house and you didn't say nothing. He says, well, I mean, I got cameras. What does that do for me? That makes you feel secure. This is your house, so now you can watch your stuff, I guess. But that does nothing for me. Like, now I'm completely thrown off and I don't even know what's going on. I don't know who got access to this apartment outside of, you know, you. Like, I'm in here and baby D come in here in a second. I'm gonna be like, I'm like, I just do not know. Like, so I'm so angry with him. I'm like, yo, you ain't right. Like, you know, I mean, I'm cussing him out though. Sometimes my mother be watching these, so I don't be trying to do too much, even though she don't care. But, you know, still. I'm like wilding him. I'm like, yo, you're too old for this. Like, I don't know what you're used to. I don't know the type of games that you're used to playing, but it's not with me. Like, I'm not one of them. So he like trying to get me to calm down. I was like, no, I leave. I'm like, boy, F you, I'm out of here. Like, and I never need to talk to you again, because I don't know what you want. Like, it's given you was trying to set something up earlier when you was like, oh, I miss my daughter. Like, he was just like so hard up on this I miss my daughter. Now his daughter was probably like maybe like 8 or 9, something like that. Like, so I'm not saying that you can't miss her, but it was almost given like he was alluding to something. So and then I started thinking back, like, what was that even all about? Because we have been around each other several times since kids have called, and that's the conversation, and it's over. You know, it's never no like lingering conversation except for that particular day. Any given Sunday. So I'm like, no, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, you was trying to set something up. So now in my mind, you went over there to see your baby mother, because now you won't tell me what came up, but you left out. So you had to go see your baby mother house. Like, you had to. If you don't want to tell me that, you damn well sure not gonna say, well, you went to see your daughter, because then you telling me that she went over to see your baby mother house. And why would you need to go over there at 9 o'clock at night? Like, she should be getting ready for school, and you can go pick her up from school tomorrow or take her to school. I don't know, but like, that's a bit much. So I leave or whatever. I'm hot right now. I gotta drive 30 minutes home, whatever. I'm annoyed. Even, I mean, I was gonna have to drive home anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I was annoyed. So I'm just like, nah, no. He like, I never have to speak to him again. So I the next day, it was the next day, I reached out to my homegirl, not the one who introduced us, but the other mutual friend that we have. And I'm like, girl, you're not gonna believe this. So I told her, she like, what? Like, she's on this type of thinking I'm on. Like, nah, like it's something fishy going on. Like, something not right. And I never said this, but let me go back to when I was talking to him and he said he was on the way. He got there quick, y'all. I don't know if he was already on the way back, but he got there in like 10 minutes. So it was real fast. Sorry. It was real quick. So I'm telling her, I'm like, yeah, nah, it's dead. Like, it's a no for me. Like, you know, he need never not try to hit my phone. Now, obviously, you know, he did, you know, try to like call and text me. He tried to temperature check with me. And I was giving ice cold because that's where I was at with it. Like, I wasn't responding or nothing like that because we don't have anything else to discuss. So let's fast forward about like maybe 2 or 3 months after that particular, it might have been more than that. It might have been about 3 or 4 months after that situation happened. Me and my homegirl, who he also knows, was at an event together. And it was like an outdoor event, kind of like picnic style or whatever, right? Like everybody, like think like a wine festival or something like that, right? Real similar to that. So we at that event and my homegirl was like, yeah, I seen your boy. And you know, we always joke with each other, so it was no offense, but I'm like, who's my boy? She like, you know. And for all purposes in every one of these stories and these videos, I will never use anybody's real name. So she like, yeah, I seen your boy. So I'm like, oh, who's my boy? So she like, Johnny. And I was like, girl, do not play with me. Like, you know, I don't fool with Johnny. Like, you know, here I go, who? That's what I said first. I was like, I don't know who you talking about. She like, yeah, you know. I was like, no, you know, I don't fool with him. So after she says that, I see Johnny as well. And Johnny see me, and I think Johnny seen me before I saw him. And I hate when people see me before I see them. I like to see them first because I like to, you know, gather my thoughts and see how I'm finna act, okay? But he definitely saw me first. And he didn't like come over and speak to our friend or anything like that. But he walked by and I just kept it moving like I didn't know who he was. I was sitting down, eating, enjoying the music, enjoying the vibes, you know. And it was no words muttered. It wasn't no hello, how you doing? Was no eye contact made. Okay, it was stranger danger. And that's how I was carrying it. Because you played with me. And I don't play about me, okay? So that is Any Given Sunday, how I got played on football Sunday and I got left in somebody's apartment, okay? So if this story sounds familiar, anything like this happens to you, you know, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment below. Also, what y'all think I should have done? What would y'all have done if that was you in the situation? I want to know because, I mean, there was a number of ways that could have went, you know? And I could have robbed him. Why did he leave me in his house? I guess he thought the cameras was enough. Like, I could have went through there and took anything I wanted. Like, guys, you don't be thinking. Alright guys, so that is the story for this week of how I got played on Any Given Sunday. My pretty girl tip for this week is don't give these niggas no grace, okay? Because when you get an inch, they gonna take a mile. And until you know that y'all locked in, foot on their necks. Keep your foot on their necks, okay? That is my pretty girl tip for the day. And remember, stay pretty. If you get played, it's okay to be honest. See y'all next week. Bye.